Hey everyone. Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I would so totally love that. And if you're returning, how you doing? Right now I'm out in my garden. I have some plants that I have to plant. These are pepper plants. The seeds are from my own peppers that I had harvested out of my garden. I germinated the seeds and then I planted them. So I'm going to be planting the plants in my garden. So that's what I'm doing today. But the topic of this video is our reasons for starting to prep. My first initial video that we did was why we started prepping, how we started prepping, but I never really got into deep, the depths of why we really started to prep. So I want to talk about that. Now, why we really started to prep, please excuse me if I go off camera because I have to dig. Why we really started to prep, well, that's because we live, like I said, in Florida, okay, and we live, where we live, we get hit with hurricanes, okay, and getting hit with hurricanes is extremely scary, and so, and along with hurricanes comes tornadoes, okay. I have been caught in a tornado. Our house has never been hit by a tornado, but we have been caught in a tornado before. And it's a scary event. It's not fun at all, okay? The stories that you hear, like sounds like a freight train is coming and stuff like that. It's true. So, this is one of the reasons why we started prepping, okay? How long have we lived here in Florida and we never thought of this before? It's not that, okay? It's just because, that's just one of the reasons why we really started to prep, okay? Number two, current events. Okay, current events is why we also started to prep, okay? We live in the scariest of times. Did we ever think we were going to be seeing something like this? No, but, we are, and we're living it, we're experiencing it, so we started to prep, okay? And I don't think anyone can fault us for that. I don't think anyone could say, well, why didn't you think of this sooner? Did you ever think that we would be seeing a pandemic like this? No. Did you ever think that we would be honestly seeing an economic collapse? No. I mean, we've seen them in the past, but not one that had a pandemic attached to it. We haven't seen this since, what, the 1920s, right? Am I right? 1920s, 1930s, something like that. So, and how long did it take for our country to recover from that? Think about that. How long did it take? Didn't just take a year or 2 years, right? So, can you blame us? No. But, what is your reason for prepping? How long have you been prepping for? I want to hear, sound off in the comments. I want to hear. Because, I know in our very first video that we did, we didn't really say, oh, well, this is why, and we went into great detail. We didn't do that, and I should have, but I didn't. So, so now I am going into detail, okay? Hang on, I gotta put this in the ground. But, but there's more reasons than just hurricanes, tornadoes, and, this pandemic, or people are calling it plandemic. Can't really plan. You can't, but whatever. So, anyway, I don't know. I mean, you can't plan a fucking pandemic. I don't give a shit who you are. But I, hang on, I gotta trim some weeds over here. But, you know, listen, I don't know if you can still hear me, but I'm hoping that you can. I just gotta trim these weeds over here. There's a lot of reasons why people will prep, okay? And I've heard some really strange reasons. And they may not be strange to those people, but they may seem strange to us, or to you, or to me, or whatever, okay? But, I think a really good reason to start prepping would be like a cyber attack. Or maybe not, I don't know. I mean, it all depends on who you are. But one of our other reasons is food shortages, which is what we are seeing right now. As a wife and a mom, I will tell you something personal about me, okay? As a wife and a mom, I feel defeated if I feel like I can't provide for my family food-wise. Does that sound strange? I hope it doesn't sound strange, because I don't think I'm the only person out there that feels that way, especially, you know, as a parent, as a spouse, okay? I feel like if I can't put a really awesome, like, not just like breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but like all the time, put like a really awesome meal on the table for my family, I feel like I'm defeated. I feel like I'm a loser. I feel like I'm not providing. I'm not doing my part. Like Sean's part is he works for a living, okay? And I may not work outside the home, but I work at home, okay? I've raised my son, okay? He's on his own now, but I've raised my son, and that in itself is a full-time job, okay? I take care of my home. I garden. I do everything that Sean doesn't do. You know what I mean? Like, he holds up his end of the bargain, I hold up my end of the bargain. You know what I mean? Like, I do everything so he doesn't have to, and he does everything so I don't have to. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I don't want to sound selfish or anything, but like, I guess you could say like one of the lucky ones, you know what I mean? I don't have to worry about working outside the home. And Sean is old-fashioned. Like, his dad never wanted his mom to work because he felt that her place was in the home raising the kids. Sean and his sister and his brothers, okay, like that, you know what I mean? And Sean grew up that way, and Sean said, you know, I want you to stay home with Andrew. Okay. And even my dad, like because like my dad, he's not my dad, he's my stepdad, but I never saw him as my stepdad. I always saw him as my dad. Makes sense? Like, when my dad married my mom, I was 9, and my mom was a cop, and my dad was the chief of the fire department. And he said, I want you to take early retirement. He's like, I want you to stay at home with the kids. It was me and my 3 sisters. I want you to stay home with the kids. So my dad was old-fashioned like that too, because his father, my grandfather, who also, before he passed, he was the chief of the fire department, and my grandmother stayed home and raised her 3 boys. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm getting off track. But, you know, like, I feel like I'm doing my part, Sean's doing his part, my dad did his part, my mom did her part, you know what I mean? We live a very old-fashioned lifestyle. I don't know. Is that strange? I guess in today's society that's strange. But I don't care. So, oh good, a rock. Whenever I find a rock in my garden, I'm like, oh good, this will hold down the weed barrier. Yay! I get excited over things like this. Anyway. Ooh, ants, go away. No. So anyway, but, you know, anyway, so our whole reasoning for prepping was, you know, weather-wise, because we get some extreme weather here, and I mean extreme weather. 2 was, yeah, the pandemic. 3, economic collapse. 4, job loss. If Sean were to lose his job, even though he works for the federal government, oh my God. You know, where else can he go and make the kind of money that he does? Nowhere. Nowhere. So, and plus the kind of retirement that he's going to have and the benefits that we have, our health, I'm getting too personal here. I'm going to stop. But I'm just saying, you know, that's our reasons for prepping. So what are yours? And I want you to sound off in the comments. Because, you know, there's a lot of us out there. There's a lot of us out there. But have you really sat down, thought out your reasons for prepping? And I'm serious, and I want to hear them. And, you know, what is the explanation behind it? You know, because what in the ever-loving hell is that sound? Wildlife. Wildlife of Florida. Anyway, so, you know, there's just, I'm rambling, but that's okay, because when I talk, I ramble. But anyway, you know, like seriously, because like I've said in previous videos, I'm a list maker. And when I sat down, Sean and I, we sat down and we made a list. We made the pros and the cons of becoming a prepper and our reasons for becoming preppers. And the pros seriously outweighed the cons. Like the cons, the only thing we could really seriously come up with was cost. That's it. That's it. Well, cost was like the big one. The second one was people finding out. Like I don't talk about this. He doesn't talk about this, you know, like at work and stuff like that, because he's afraid that, you know, when shtf happens, he doesn't want people from work like coming to our door. You know what I mean? Like, because I know that's like is faux pas the right word? Prepping, you know, it's not something that you talk about, because, you know, you don't want people to know, you know, because it's not like a jinx or anything. You just don't want people to find out, you know, and it's not because you don't want to be judged. That's not it, because the way that I look at it, I don't care. I don't care. Judge me. I don't care. Because, honestly, who the F are you to judge me? Because I know that I'll be the one that's able to feed my family. What the hell are you doing? But, you know, but seriously, in all seriousness, you know, this is just something that you just don't talk about with outsiders, because they could come and they could, like, okay, one of my subscribers, they actually left a comment, and they said, you know, there could be a time when someone shows up at your door unexpectedly. Don't ever show what the outside of your house looks like, because if someone shows up at your door unexpectedly, and I'm like, I never thought about that. So I never show like what the front of my house looks like. Hang on. Oh, my neighbor's outside. The dogs get excited because he feeds them chicken. My dogs are so damn spoiled. But, you know, but yeah, you know, it's kind of scary that, you know, because prepping to me is exciting. You know, I mean, I get excited when I add to my preps, you know, but that's the kind of excitement that you can't share with anybody. And it sucks. But, you know, it's kind of like, you just have to deal with it, you know. Like, I went shopping the other day, and Sean was like, ooh, what'd you bring home? And he's like, And then he automatically, what's he do? He goes, because we both love Pinterest, and he goes on Pinterest and he's looking up recipes like, oh, you can make this and you can make that and you can make that. And I'm like, you're just as bad as I am. But anyway, that's really all for this video. I just wanted to touch base and, really share why we started prepping, because I never really touched base on that in my first initial prepping video. But if you could please comment in the comment section why you started prepping roots. And, even if you want to share, what you thought your pros and cons would be. Like, the only cons that we could really think of was cost and people finding out. That's really it. And I'm being serious, and even like some family members, like we just don't, because it's like the same thing, like if you were to hit the lottery, there's some family members, and I'm being honest, I wouldn't want to find out, because they'll be the first ones like, oh, sorry, they'll be the first ones to be like this. They'll be like, well, where the hell were you when we were down and out? But now you got your hand out. You know what I mean? People don't, no common sense. So, but anyway, yeah, so that's really it. So, yeah, please sound off in the comment section below. This is our reasons for prepping. Was, job loss, the economic collapse, the pandemic, and things like that. So, food shortages and whatever. So, I know that's a few reasons, but, those were my realistic reasons. So, anyway, all right, I got to get back to doing this. I got, how many more? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more containers left to go. I have to free up some containers because I have a boatload of seeds coming on Thursday. More medicinal herbs that I ordered, and plus we're venturing outside the box, and we ordered some tree seeds. So, but they're, I ordered like elderberry and stuff like that, elderberry tree seeds and stuff like that. And I might just do a giveaway on my channel, I'm not sure, for seeds. So, let me know if you're interested in that. I bought like some apple tree seeds and stuff like that. So if you'd like, I'll put those in a giveaway. Also cherry seed, cherry tree seeds. Sometimes they just don't come out. So, let me know. Alright, I gotta get going. I gotta get this done, because it's starting to get dark up in that sky. Alright, I gotta get going. I love you. I'll see you in the next one. Oh, subscribe. And if you're returning, how are you? I love you. See you in the next one. Bye.